It's time for NFL Week 12 player props and anytime touchdowns. Let's talk a little pigskin. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some player props, my favorite football video of the week. I'm ready to get after it. We're up a little over 8 units on player props this year. Hopefully, we get a hot streak here these next 2 months to end the NFL season. But two quick reminders. The NFL Best Bets video, where I have 3 sides and totals, as well as all the best Week 12 trends. That video is out now, so go check it out. Also, if you're someone looking for NBA bets, we don't do NBA videos on the weekends. Gotta have that family work balance, but I will still have bets on Saturday. Be on the community tab and YouTube profile page on X and on Discord, which the link is below. Go check it out. So I'm ready to get started now. Any graphics you see in this video, they're with the app called Outlier, the best player prop research tool on the market. I use it every single day. If you just want to try it out, the link is below. You get a 7-day free trial. So let's get rolling here. We have a dad joke to get us started. That's right. We usually do NFL fun fact, but I just felt like a dad joke here, just like we do in NBA videos. So here it is. What do grapes say when they get squished? Nothing. They just let out a little wine. Pretty good. In this video, we're going to talk our favorite player props of the weekend with some ladders, and then we'll talk anytime touchdown bets and wrap it all up with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate every single one of you, but let's get it rolling. And that means it's player prop time. All right, we start off the day with a beautiful kicker prop. Give me Matt Gay over 1.5 field goals minus 105 on BetMGM. I'm going to put a half unit on this one, but he's been a field goal machine. As you can tell by this screenshot with Outlier, he has 2+ field goals now in 8 straight games, 3 field goals in 2 of those games. He's facing a Lions defense. They're 18th in field goals allowed, but what I do like about this is they have a really good red zone defense. In fact, they have the 3rd best red zone defense, allowing a touchdown on only 42.86% of the opponent red zone drives. You couple that with a slightly below average Colts red zone offense, I think we get some field goal opportunities here. I was encouraged by what I saw from Anthony Richardson last week. 20 for 30, 272 yards with 0 touchdowns or 0 interceptions, which is good for him. But 20 completions like doubles what his average was too. The Lions obviously are going to score in this game. They're going to continue to move the ball, and the Colts are going to force them to keep trying to score. It's a half unit play here for me, really. I mean, just because if he only has 1 field goal and we go to the second half and the Lions are up, say 21, the Colts may end up just going for it on 4th down. There is some worry a little bit with the blowout here. Where teams just eventually just don't try to kick field goals. But I still like this. He's been a machine. Give me Gay over 1.5 field goals for the 9th straight time. That is my first best bet. All right, this second one is a quarterback prop. Give me Bo Nix, the rookie, over 217.5 pass yards at minus 113 on FanDuel. This is a 1-unit play. I will be honest with you guys. I was writing up a Cortland Sutton over receiving yards. Then I realized I like kind of all the receivers, and it just led me to this one where I just absolutely love it. I think Nix has a really good game. It's looked really good out lately. And speaking of that, let's check out Outlier for some of the stats on Mr. Bo Nix. So we start out with 2024. If you just look at the whole season, yeah, it's not great. He's over in 4 of 11, but he's over now in 3 of the last 4 games. His miss was 215 right there on the dot at Kansas City. And a crazy stat is he's actually thrown for 215 or more yards, and we need 218. So it's right there in 7 of 11 games. Now, one miss was his NFL debut, which is obviously hard to do for any rookie quarterback. Another one was in the rain versus the Jets. His floor is pretty close to this line, which I absolutely love. I don't think the Lions are moving it enough. And if we look, when I looked more into it, he has 30 or more pass attempts now in 4 straight games, 33 or more pass attempts in 3 of the last 4. They are not afraid to throw it with their rookie quarterback now. Now let's look at just a few more stats. If we scroll down here, you can see longest completion. He has big plays. I mean, we're talking a 30 or farther pass attempt, or sorry, a 30+ yard completion now in 6 straight games. So getting that big play obviously is huge when you're trying to go over pass yards. And then you can see all the other stats. Just wanted to show you kind of what Outlier has to offer. You can even scroll over and you can see bad throws. Obviously, as you can tell, I don't know the exact what goes into a bad throw, but you can see the improvement. I mean, he was making a ton of bad throws. He was inaccurate, everything at the beginning, and he is playing actually really good football right now for any quarterback, not just a rookie quarterback. So just lots of stats to look at there, but everything here is just about him going over, because if you look at the matchup, yes, you see the Raiders over there on the right side. They're 11th fewest passing yards per game. But here's the deal with that, guys. The three best DBs, the three starting DBs for the Raiders, all may be out this game. That's a huge part of this. Jack Jones, questionable with a back injury. He left early last week. Nate Hobbs, ankle, missed last week, has not practiced as of Thursday. Jacorian Bennett, he left early last week, has not practiced last I checked as well. I mean, they could literally be on a bunch of backups here. This could be a great matchup. And when you look at pass yards, obviously you want to look at the pass rush also. Nix has not been good under pressure, but luckily he's facing the Raiders. 30th in pressure rate this season. Broncos O-line actually has the second highest pass blocking grade so far this season. So I mean, they're giving his rookie quarterback some time to throw. I expect him to have plenty of time here to find his receivers in this one. And then game script, I mean, it's a divisional road game. It kind of has me believing it's probably going to be a decently close game here. So nothing big there, I don't think. So I just think this line is not moving up with Bo Nix and showing his improvement, him kind of throwing 30 or more times a game and all that kind of stuff with the great matchups, with the secondary injuries. I like it. So give me Mr. Bojangles over 217.5 passing yards as my second best bet. All right, this third bet is in under. Give me DeAndre Swift under 54.5 rush yards, minus 110 on bet 365 for 1 unit. Multiple reasons why I like this bet. First, he's dealing with a groin injury, limited in practice. I think he plays, but I think he may be limited, which is obviously huge for an under. Obviously, you could re-aggravate it, all that kind of stuff, which helps us. Either way, it works in our favor. But second, his first game with the new offensive coordinators last week, they decided to give Roschon Johnson the ball 10 times. So if he's going to eat into his rush attempts, that's also going to help here on the under, as they like to get two backs involved. Third, this matchup is as bad as it gets. The Vikings have given up the third fewest yards to running backs, the second fewest yards per attempt at 3.6 yards per carry. Only the Baltimore Ravens have given up less. They've given up by far the fewest rush attempts to their opponents. That's right. When opponents play this team, their game plan is not to run the ball. They have only given up 20.8 rush attempts per game this season. With all that said, I don't think Swift gets many chances. Honestly, I looked at his under rush attempts as well, but teams know that running against the Minnesota Vikings is brutal. It just doesn't really get you anywhere. Now, let's talk the running backs lately, or this season versus the Vikings. Tony Pollard, 9 carries for 15 yards. Travis Etienne, 11 for 44. Jonathan Taylor, 13 for 48. Breece Hall, 9 for 23. Josh Jacobs, 9 for 51. Still all under. Emmanuel Wilson in that game also got 8 carries for 27 yards. Cam Akers, 9 for 21. You get the drill. It is rough. Devin Singletary, 10 carries for 37 yards. 8 running backs that have had at least 8 carries are under this line versus the Minnesota Vikings. The only overs, Jordan Mason, when he was rolling, I mean, there he was running for over 100 yards every game. Kyron Williams, when the Rams offense was, or run game was doing really well, he had like 20-something carries in this one. And Jahmyr Gibbs, we know the Lions' run game is as good as it gets. Those are the 3 overs. Eight other running backs have gone under. It's been absolutely difficult for them. The offensive line for Chicago is not exactly the team that I think can just push around this Vikings front seven. They're pretty much in shambles. They're just not very good, to be honest with you. And now the game script. I expect it to be a decently close game, but blowout potential, obviously, with this Bears team. You never know. The Bears, I mean, before this, just got dominated by the Patriots and the Cardinals, so there could be a blowout. It also helps us. Injury, anything there is there, under is our friend on this one. So I like Swift under 54.5 rush yards as my third best bet. All right, this fourth player prop is a tight end. Give me Hunter Henry over 4.5 receptions, plus 105 on BetMGM. Love the plus money we're getting here. As you can see by this outlier screenshot, he is over this in 4 of the last 5 games, averaging 5.5 receptions per game. It's really the targets that I love, though. We're looking at 9, 6, 8, 4, and 9 receptions the last 5 games. In the last 5 games that he's played with Drake May, 19.8% target rate. He has the 5th most targets in the NFL of all tight ends. I know, you wouldn't think so, but now he has a dream matchup versus the Dolphins. 26th in receptions allowed to tight ends. Tight ends against the Dolphins lately, let's talk about it. Brock Bowers, 13 receptions. Davis Allen, 5 receptions. Yes, Davis Allen. Dalton Kincaid, 4 receptions, and Trey McBride, 9 receptions. With Henry being a tight end who runs the most routes of any other tight end in the entire NFL, I think he's going to be heavily involved. And then we look at the game script, and I think the game script is going to be perfect. If you watch the Game Bets video, I talked about it. I think the Patriots are going to be playing from behind. I think they're going to have to throw the ball a lot, which means he is going to have multiple opportunities to get this. I think there's some opportunity for a ladder, which we may be talking about here in just a little bit. But either way, give me the man with 2 first names as my fourth and final bet to go over 4.5 receptions. And before we get to those anytime touchdowns, let's talk the ladder parlay. All right, the ladder parlay for week 12. Bo Nix, 225 plus pass yards, and Hunter Henry, 6 plus receptions. You put those two bad boys together, you get plus 460 on FanDuel. I'm throwing a quarter unit on it, but let's get a winner here. So Bo Nix, 225 plus pass yards. We talked about it already, obviously, but his floor is pretty much around 215 right now. He has 223 plus pass yards in 3 of his last 4. He is on the rise. You cannot really look at the first month and a half of the year. As a rookie, it was just a different offense. They're now letting him do a lot more. Facing a Raiders team, like we talked about, they might be missing their top 3 DBs. They are ravaged in the secondary. He just threw for over 300 yards last game. He's now throwing it 30 or more times a game. I like Knicks to have a good shot at going to 225 plus. If you really want to get risky, you could go 250 plus as well. That wouldn't be a parlay. That would be on its own. But then the next one, we just got done talking about Hunter Henry, 6 plus receptions. He's one of the main pass catchers, obviously, on the team. 6 plus catches in 3 of the 5 games with Drake May. 7 plus receptions in 2 of the last 5 with Drake May. Facing a defense that just, like it's in their contracts. They have to give up catches to tight ends, and that's what they do. So I like the volume here. I think he has a chance to get to 6 plus catches, and that is the ladder parlay for week 12 at plus 460. And now let's talk the anytime touchdowns. All right, I got 3 touchdown bets for you. This is not a parlay for me. These are a quarter unit each. I play it safe with touchdowns, but here we go. The first one, Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown, plus 130 on Bet365. Travis Kelce was bottled up versus Buffalo last weekend, and he was upset about it. He was upset with the team's preparation, all that kind of stuff. Before that game, though, he had 10, 14, and 8 receptions with 2 touchdowns. This is a great buy low spot after a rough outing last week. He's facing the worst defense now on planet Earth, the Carolina Panthers. They are tied, giving up the most touchdowns to the tight end position in the NFL with 7. I just think if you watched my NFL Best Bets video, you know I think the Chiefs are going to score a lot in this game, and they're going to have lots of chances. So I love Kelce at plus money to have a bounce back game here as my first one. Second one, Rachaad White of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, anytime touchdown, plus 175 on FanDuel. I do not understand this line. It is ridiculously high. Great value here, though. But White, if you guys don't know, he has 5 touchdowns in his last 4 games. 1 plus touchdown in 4 straight games. He is a guy who can score on the ground or through the air. In fact, he has 1 rushing touchdown in the last 4 games and 4 receiving touchdowns. He actually has a 15.9% red zone target share and a 23.7% red zone rush share. He's got multiple options. I love this for Rachaad White. It's just a huge value play here. Going up against the Giants, we know they're nothing special on defense. So that's my second one. Third one, we're taking another shot. We're taking some big plus money here. Jackson Smith and Jigba of my Seattle Seahawks. Anytime touchdown, plus 170. I got it out on FanDuel. Clearly taken over as the number 2 wide receiver alongside DK Metcalf over Tyler Lockett lately. In the last 2 games, they have made an effort to get him the ball. 13 and 11 targets. Seahawks are one of the most pass-heavy teams in the NFL. JSN actually has the most red zone targets on the team, 25% red zone target share. He scored 2 touchdowns just a couple weeks ago. If Geno doesn't turn the ball over and actually gives them chances, I like JSN here to have a chance. Plus 170 as a number 2 wide receiver in a pass-heavy offense, going up against the Cardinals, who give up a lot of receiving touchdowns to the wide receiver position. So there it is. JSN, Rachaad White, and Travis Kelce are my 3 anytime touchdown bets. And now, before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The player props and anytime touchdowns for week 12. And again, there might be at least one added play. It'll be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord, so check it before Sunday. But here we go. Matt Gay over 1.5 field goals, minus 105 on BetMGM for a half unit. Bo Nix over 217.5 pass yards at minus 113 on FanDuel. DeAndre Swift under 54.5 rush yards, minus 110 for another unit. And then Hunter Henry over 4.5 receptions, plus 105 for a unit. And the latter parlay, I'm throwing a quarter unit on it. Give me Bo Nix, 225 plus pass yards. Hunter Henry, 6 plus receptions, not 8. 6 plus receptions at plus 460 on FanDuel. And then the anytime touchdowns. Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown, plus 130. Rachaad White of the Bucks, anytime TD at plus 175. And JSN of my Seattle Seahawks, TD for plus 170. That is not a parlay for me. That is a quarter unit each. You guys obviously do what you want. But thank you guys for watching. As always, again, go check out that NFL Best Bets video where we give out sides, totals, and the trends as well. But let's have a great weekend. Hope everyone enjoys some NFL, and we'll talk to you soon.